let's talk about the second album a bit. It's called Parla.
Yeah.
Could you explain what that means?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Parla is the name of an island from the novel Island by Aldous Huxley. And it's about a doomed utopia. It's about his idea of paradise and how ultimately it's failed. And I think what drew me to the novel was this idea that kind of happiness, like absolute happiness, is a very temporary thing. And I kind of feel like it's like life in general for me and my friends and for lots of people around me, everything feels very temporary. Nothing really feels like it's going to last. Like, we don't know how long, you don't know how long you're going to be working with a in your job, or I don't know how long I'm going to be in a band. And it's very much about like celebrating the here and now and appreciating every moment while it lasts. So.
Is there a difference in this theme with the first album?
Yeah, I think the first record was kind of very escapist. Like songs like Paris are about one day I'm going to live in this place that's far better than where I am now. Whereas with this record it's about being pulled back to earth and realising that, kind of all these dreams and expectations you had, maybe they were superficial, and you just sort of have to take a step back and look around you and appreciate what you have, and that's who you are, and that's what matters.
Is it safe to say that there's maybe a bit more melancholy in this album or in the lyrics maybe?
It's kind of weird. It's kind of the way that I see it. It's like it's really positive, but ultimately quite nihilistic at the same time. Yeah. I like the idea that something is going to end means that you really appreciate what you have. So yeah, it's kind of uplifting and depressing at the same time.
Okay, how about recording the album? You recorded it again in the garage, in your garage, basically, just like the first album, but I can imagine this time it wasn't one microphone on a gaffer tape.
No, yeah, we bought some more equipment.
But I mean,
it's not that different.
No, but I mean, there was like about 2 years in between the albums.
Yeah. And
of course, you went on tour after the first album as well.
Yeah, the first record was definitely kind of a slow-burning record, and we were touring it probably more than an average band would do with a release. And in some ways it was great, but in other ways it was a bit of a hindrance because it meant that there was a bigger gap between our two records. And we're not the kind of act that can write songs in the back of a tour bus on an acoustic guitar.
But the second album was written quite much faster than the first one. I think you took one summer.
No, it wasn't once. It took a year and a half.
Okay, still, yeah.
But the first record, from tracks like Photo Booth through to Jump in the Pool, there was like a three-year gap between those two. I felt with the first record, as much as I love it, it just sounds like a kind of a collection of strong pop songs. It doesn't really sound like an album. Whereas I feel like Parla sounds like a really sort of strong, cohesive body of work. And it kind of, just listening from the first track to the end, it kind of seems to make sense. And it's weird, I kind of feel like Parla is more of a debut record than a second record in many ways.
That's interesting. I mean, why? Does that mean it's because the first record was more like a test or an experiment?
Yeah, I think a lot of the first record was kind of a learning curve for us. Whereas with this record, it's like we've definitely stapled our sound. I think kind of with this record, we've steered away from the kind of DFA sounding punk funk stuff, and we've gone down this kind of very sheeny, hyper-produced pop sound that's kind of unique to us, I think, in many ways.